Hello out there. Welcome to Impulse, the podcast created by queer men for you queerdos, talking about the queer experience. And today we are talking about redefining attraction, understanding pansexuality. What the hell is that thing? Okay. And so today we have here with us Lily.
Hey guys. Hey.
I am Jamaal.
And I'm Karloz.
Yes. And we want to know how you're impulsing out there. So I guess I'll start off with how I'm impulsing today. So I am impulsing money.
Yeah.
Money. It's coming into me. It's filling up my tits. It's filling up my ass. It's filling up my feet.
Abundance.
Abundance. I'm swimming in it like Scrooge McDuck on DuckTales. How about you, Karloz?
Well, since you are impulsing money, I am impulsing thirst.
Oh.
For money. Can I bartend us? No, I'm kidding.
I need 25.
No, I'm feeling excited. This is my favorite time of the year because it's the one time of the year where all of us here in South Florida get to know what it's like to not live with mosquitoes for at least a month or two. Yes. It's very beautiful right now. We are experiencing what we call a cold front, which everyone else around the country calls opening a window. So we have like low 70s right now, which is beautiful. So yeah, I'm very happy. I want to introduce our guest for today. We're talking about pansexuality, and we thought we'd bring in one of our members who is very familiar with the topic. Round of applause for the one, the only Louis.
Thank you guys. Hey guys, how you doing?
How are you? How are you impulsing today?
To be honest, my impulse is kind of drained.
Oh.
And I listened to the last segment about relationships. It was really good. It kind of was refreshing. So I think I'm ready to kind of like, dive into it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's drain you some more.
Are we talking about draining cocks or?
Oh, no, not that. But just kind of like emotionally drained a little bit. But I'm good. I'm all right. I'm Gucci.
So let's talk about pansexuality. And I guess we should start by telling everybody out there, what does pansexuality mean? Because we're all familiar with gay, straight, bisexual, but a lot of people don't know that there is a lot more to this spectrum. So can you give us a quick rundown of what is pansexuality?
Yeah. So, I mean, in my perspective, pan, the word means all. So it means all sexuality. In regards to like, if you look at the LGBTQA community, we kind of are all the above in regards to that. So we like male, female, trans, non-binary, however you want to see it. So it's more of a energy thing for me personally.
Oh.
Like your energy have to mesh with my energy. So, and I don't really judge or see any people any different. I just see their energy for who they are. I think that's my definition of it.
I love that.
Yeah, I feel like every pan have their own definition of it in their own way, but I think that's what makes it more unique for them.
When did you realize that you were like, wait a minute?
Because I still like girls a little bit.
What do you mean a little bit? What's a little bit?
Like, I'll still, eat the goods.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So, it's like I used to call bisexual people greedy.
Yeah.
But I guess that was not really it. Bisexual people are the greedy ones, right? You all will. Omnivore. Is it like omnivore? Like I'll eat anything?
I think it's like the same side of a flip coin. I think the difference between the bisexual and pansexual, like bisexual, once they decide I'm going to be with the girl, like they kind of go into that heterosexual mindset. Vice versa, where like if they decide to be with a male, they're going to go into their homosexual mindset. That's how I see it personally. Versus pan is like, even though I'm still into you, I want you to know that I'm still into other stuff as well. That's not going to change about me regardless.
Is there an intersection between, because this goes into our last episode that we had, between pansexuality and non-monogamy? Like, does pansexuality necessarily mean that like I'm into other stuff all the time, or just like you can be monogamous and pansexual?
I guess it depends on the person. Like if that person is like poly and you mesh with that energy and you're curious to see where it goes, I think more pansexual people are more open and are more diverse. They don't really try to fit themselves in some type of gender role or box in regards to like, if you're gay, you just have to do this gay thing. You can't be a drag. Like you can't do that. So I feel like pan includes all of those personality that just combines together and that makes you.
So speaking of combining things together, you also are one of the premier South Florida queer artists.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious as to how that shows up or how your pansexuality shows up in your art. If you could take us on a little tour.
Well, I mean, as me, I've been a visual artist for about 7 years. Originally, I'm not from this country. I was from Haiti. So art and was like my way of understanding myself. Watching anime, cartoons, like those were my thing. So I kind of wanted, I always had a creative mindset. So I wanted that to be my thing to do. And my parents was like, no, you got to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. But I kind of like rebelled all of it, but still use the same principle that they gave me to apply. So within the last 7 years, I mean, last year I did I think it was a year back, I did an art show with Arts United, and it was my first provocative show. And at that time, I would really kind of explore my sexuality that way. I created pieces, even like I was in love at that time. So most of my muses were coming from my last partner, but it was just me kind of understanding my sexuality and exploring that. And it kind of like brought a little side to me. Now that I have this residency, I can't really showcase it. So being part of Impulse kind of helps me express that as well.
So you still have this creative outlet
Yes, yeah.
to express yourself
Yes.
and still understand yourself in this process
Right.
as well.
Yeah.
So take us down the rabbit hole, because I'm a curious bitch. You know, I love
Ooh, I
all
gotta tweet for
things. I love all things that are on the outside that expand people's minds.
Mhm.
So take us down the journey of your pansexuality. Like, how does that look now with you being in such queer gay men spaces? How does that really show up for you?
I mean, right now, I have a I don't give a F attitude.
Yes.
When it comes to my sexuality, like I remember I was just with a friend and you know, and I was wearing these short shorts. And I would just go into the gym, like this is one of my oldest friends. And then usually like back in the day, he's more masculine. So he would want me to wear like regular shorts, but I'm so comfortable with me wearing my little short shorts. And I honestly didn't tell it was like a hypersexual thing, but for him, it was like, yeah, you selling sex right now. Like, what's going on? I was like, you know, I don't care, right?
Sounds like your friend was checking you out. That's not
I mean, yeah, yes and no, but
Sound like your friend was like, I
You
can't
put
look
them
at your
pics
booty
away.
a little bit too
I'm
much.
hungry. You know?
yeah, but it was just me. Like, I'm just comfortable with myself. Like, I don't care what people think or say about me in regards to how they feel about me because they don't really know me. And I think it's just that level of confidence that you gotta have as a pansexual man without really caring because we're attracted to everything that's there, you know, around.
Do you think that this is a, you know, you talk about your sexual exploration and your journey. Do you think that this is a journey that you're like, okay, this is where I am, I'm good? Or do you think that you're like, I need to keep doing some more exploring?
I think as a creative, I'm always going to explore. I'm always curious. I think that's the part of me that makes me me. So I think that's the curiosity. And most of it's funny because my Venus and my Mars are Sagittarius. So they're like very basically.
Explain that to people because
Yeah.
they don't. A lot of people don't.
Venus
know
is like your love language.
Uh-huh.
So Venus is real about the love, and then Sagittarius is. I mean, Mars is your action,
Mhm.
like the way you
Move
react
about.
to things, your aggressions. So it's Sagittarius in a way of like I'm very adventurous. I know I have a curious mind. If I fall in love, I'm gonna wanna let's do this, let's do that, let's do this. I want to do this, like anything to kind of like please my partner in that sense. So it's just I feel like I'm always gonna have this curiosity, and I think with art and creativity that comes to play is like I'm always thinking outside the box. That's just who I am as a person.
I love that.
How do women respond to your pansexuality, and how and how does that show up? Also, I have another question, but I'm curious
I
about
mean,
that part.
most like they think I'm straight.
Whoa.
Yeah, some people
Where?
get
No,
like no, like some people get confused. Like, hey, I thought you were, I thought you were like this. Like, I didn't think you were like that. So it was just like, and it's kind of weird. I mean, and I don't normally be like, hey, just to let you know, I'm pansexual or I'm gay or whatever. Because
Right.
sometimes I don't really identify as that. I just like to be myself. If I'm comfortable with you, you're gonna know. Like my personality is gonna come out. But I have certain boundaries. Like I try to keep it professional, especially in professional setting. But it's 9 out of 10, someone's hitting on me in a professional workplace, and they think I'm, heterosexual, and it's not until getting to know me, you're like, oh, you are. You're like, oh, I would have never known. Or they'd be like, oh, it's just a phase. It's just a phase. You'll get over it.
So have you had sexual encounters with the opposite gender or other genders outside of men?
Yeah, I mean,
And they're cool with your pansexuality?
yeah.
Oh wow. Go ahead. I mean, take me down the road, honey. I want to know the details. Let me know.
Oh my
Let me
God.
know a little something.
I mean, I've dated multiple type of people.
Oh,
like
okay.
I've dated a cross-dresser. I've dated a woman before who was okay with me. I've dated with flamboyant guy, a masculine guy. It's just it doesn't matter to me. It's really about your energy and what it speaks to me and how we are compatible as a person.
Wow. Just vibing.
Yeah.
So take me down also the rabbit hole of your family and your pansexuality.
Oh boy.
Because you come from a Caribbean background, you've already said that you're Haitian. So
Oh,
I'm a curious
They're
bitch.
probably very religious too, right?
Yeah. I mean, it took a lot for me to get where I am now. To be
Yeah.
comfortable just to talk about it without feeling like, oh my gosh, they're gonna, because I kind of went through that trial and error as I was coming out.
Mhm.
But long story short, they caught me with my first boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom did, matter of fact, and then she kind of tried to pray the gay out of me because I was very religious growing up. So I had episodes where I went in the closet and came right back out in the closet. And then, and I felt kind of bad because the guy that I was really into, he kind of like ended up going to the army,
Mm.
so that was kind of like guilt tripping me for like a lot of years of my life, just going through a lot of identity crisis. And I just kind of came out to them. And then they were like, you don't have to tell nobody. I was like, no, this is being a hypocrite. Like, I don't want to be a hypocrite because the Bible doesn't teach that. Like, I'd rather, so it's just like for me, I feel like God sees me for who I am by just staying true to who I am instead of me faking it and creating this mask that most heterosexual community kind of wants you to put on,
Yeah.
even though they know.
Yeah.
But they just want you to kind of feed into the mask.
Do they get confused with the constant different array of persons or partners that you may bring around them? Like, oh, he was with a female before. Okay, now he with a cross-dresser. All right, now he got this flamboyant. Like, do they take us down there?
I think,
Or do you spare them? You're like, I'm not
I
gonna
do
bring
spare
it.
them, but those who are important have met them, and I kind of set that like this is what it is. But it's always like because my mom still wants me. She still wants a baby. She's like, just drop a baby off. I don't care who you do it by.
Oh
just
my God.
Wow.
so
Drop
she's
a
still
baby
like
off.
just drop a baby off. I'll take care of it,
That's
and I think that's her
hilarious.
way of me trying to procreate. But I don't try to put that too much in their face because I feel like in my coming out phase, I literally was very angry, very like this, like I would have those moments where I would explode and walk out and just completely rebel because I felt like that was my only way of being free. So, like, I had those moments. Now I think I'm more mature where if me and this person are very like we're passing the year mark, then yeah, now you got to meet my people. And my cousins, my family, they accept me, they love me. It's just I know my parents, they were like, they still want it. I think it's just a Caribbean thing that ingrates in them.
Yeah, a lot of families have that. Pretty much just like an old school generation. They have a hard time at
Yeah.
accepting anything different.
Due to religious expectations and things of that nature. But like you touched on, there's a question here. There's some type of freedom or healing around your own definition of your own sexuality. How is that experience for you, and why is it important?
I use that healing through my art. Because and this is my definition. Everybody has their own definition.
No, go off.
But as far as pansexuality or pansexual, I think it's more of an energy connection thing. And once I'm in tune with myself, I'm able to pour my energy into my canvases. And that allows me to understand myself a little bit more and be more aware of what's happening around me. I would be lying to you if I say I painted like the last, guy I dated, in a sense, because I'm looking at old pictures and like, oh, damn, this does look alike. But I just feel like in a way it's healing to me because I'm able to express myself. I'm able to be free of who I am.
So do you see parallels between your art and how you explore yourself through your art, as well as your pansexuality, how you explore your sexuality, how you you know what, everything's a canvas. Let's see what we can paint up in here.
And that's honestly how I see life sometimes. And I'll never forget that, because this happened back in 2020, and I was literally working, and I drew this. I was just kind of like in the zone. I drew this picture. It was this beach, and it was this yellow castle. And I drew myself as the king. And literally, like 2 years later, I ended up having a place by the beach. And it was like a yellow apartment.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
You know what I'm saying? I was just like...
By the beach.
Manifestation.
I was like, what the fuck? What do I do? So that's when I really kind of tapped into my own creativity. And I had that time to actually explore that, And I loved it. It was amazing, But like, that just kind of goes to show like who I am and just how I express myself. So I do it through art. I do it through my sexuality. I do it through just community, like love, because that's what I was kind of raised on a lot of community love.
That's beautiful. Do you think that, so you believe that that is something innate, or do you think that this whole mindset has evolved through your own personal journey?
It has. It definitely has. And I think that's why I kind of identify as pansexual, not bisexual, in a sense, because I feel like pansexual just includes all of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Not just, hey, woman and girl, like it includes all, because some men who are bisexual wouldn't date a trans woman or a trans man. I would, personally.
Right.
And I think that just kind of like it just involves everybody under that umbrella.
I love that.
Yeah. So earlier you mentioned your relationship with God, and I got to hint that even though your family has this specific view of what the relationship with God is, has that affected you and your relationship with God, considering that you are so different from them?
I would like to say that it evolved me. It did affect the relationship of how they expected me to be. Because one thing I've noticed, because, growing up, I was heavy in the church, and I know the word, I know the Bible. Till this day, I feel like that's how they kind of conditioned me. But once I became more in tune with myself, with my spirituality, like it was a connection that kind of happened where I kind of saw the bigger picture. So I think God is pleased with me, because there were so many situations that I remember when I first came out and my mom said something very hurtful to me, and I just didn't want to see her. And I made a prayer to God. I was like, God, if I'm really, that much of if they are calling me an abomination, like I need help. So I made that prayer within like 2 or 3 days, I literally got into an apartment, and somebody just I walked into this place and I told them my story. It was like, just find an apartment, we'll pay you first. You're already working, and I think that was God showing me like, I got your back in that sense, because for me, it's like, I lived on my family. I'm not really from here. So my dad always came to Haiti and spoiled me and didn't come back until I came here when I was like 10. So it's just like me being on myself and relying on my own. When I decided to do that, I always felt like God was always here supporting me. So I didn't feel like God turned his back on me or anything like that. If anything, it just kind of opened my eyes a little bit more.
So you chose to focus on the good instead of...
Right. Right.
love
And
that.
and I always find community like wherever I was. And for that I'm very grateful.
Do
I'm
you think that's
extremely
like a big key to happiness, finding like your tribe?
Yes. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize that because like it takes a village. Like it says it takes a village to build a system, like not a system, but
Yeah,
a community,
a system.
a system of community and a system of awareness of what's happening around. And I think with a lot of things happening, they condition us to kind of live in a bubble, live in a box.
Yeah, and in different silos, even within the LGBTQ plus
Yeah.
community. Do you feel included in the community or excluded because of your pansexuality?
It's rare that I meet another guy that say, "Hey, I'm pansexual too." It's like 1 out of 5. But I feel like people who identify as pan, they have a higher consciousness of everything, and I think that's why they identify. I remember the first guy who was pan, and he was in high school. I had the biggest crush on him. Like first, he kind of played me. He made me feel like he wasn't even gay, but later I found out. But long story short, it's just like we went to the gym one time, and the way we interact, like he just didn't give a fuck. Like even though people could tell there was some type of homosexual energy going on, he was just himself. And I kind of admire that about him because at that time I was still kind of like insecure a little bit about who I was and what I was doing. And I think a lot of pen guy have that inner confidence. Like they could come and be macho at the same time. They could bust down, do a split, do a little Vogue if they're in that mood, if they're in that energy for it,
So you believe that representation, because you had an example and representation that matters.
Yeah, I do, but it's rare. I don't feel like it's because one thing about us is like we don't really, even doing this podcast, like we don't be like, hey guys, I'm pansexual, just to let you know. Because we kind of stray away from the box.
Right.
Because pan is all. Like we're all the above. If you really look at it that way. So
you don't feel like you're in this tiny box. You feel like your box is the box where all the other boxes are in.
I just feel like the label and just saying the word itself is a box, and I think that's where a lot of pan guy would be kind of like would be.
So like if you say it first, you box yourself in. Versus like you see where it goes, and then we'll see what it is, and then we'll put a name on it.
Right.
I like that. Again, if you're gonna fuck around,
you better find out first.
That's right. I love that. So within the queer community, because I've always said that like bisexual people are like so left out, out of the whole alphabet that we have, the LGBTQIA. The B is like the straights don't want him, the gays don't want him. So
whatever.
Do you feel the same way being pansexual, that you're like, these truckers don't want
me? See, that's the thing with bi, they have to deal with men and women. We could deal with like other choices. Like
that's true.
We can, and I think that's what makes it even more fun. I think
come on now,
pansexual have more fun than bisexual.
Greedy ass.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we have more fun, and we're very low key with it. People like if you catch us, you catch us. If you don't, oh well, on to the next one.
I love that. So you don't feel like there's like a dire need for like pansexual representation?
Not really, because we're very low key. We're like super low key.
It's not even the LGBTQIA. There's no P in there.
Yeah, no. It's okay. We don't want to.
Well, it's the plus.
It's okay.
Oh, that's the plus.
Sure, let's go.
Sure. Because pansexual means plus. They want
sure,
all of it.
Let's go with that.
Do you have any advice for people that are like, going through this sexual exploration thing, that they're like, maybe I'm pansexual.
Maybe I'll open up into all of this.
Yeah.
Pansexuality.
I don't know, because it's like I'm a big explorer, so I always try everything.
So that's your advice. Keep exploring.
Like you could try, but listen to your body. Like listen, if your body's saying like, I don't know about that, then definitely
like that last girl I was with. I'm so sorry about it.
Wait, oh boy. No, but the thing that I like is that I like to be real. I like to be honest about that.
Yeah.
I like to kind of put that on the table. Like, I don't want you to feel like, like you don't know. Like, you're going to know. And I'm going to want to know how you feel about that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm mainly attracted to masculine energy, and there's a lot of women who carries masculine energy.
Yeah, that is true.
And I'd be like, girl, like you just don't know.
Yes, sir.
You know, and that's just what it is.
And we want to give a round of applause and really thank you, Louis, for joining
Thanks
us
for having
today.
me. Appreciate it.
Yes, and remember to like, subscribe, and share our podcast. We're inviting you into our couch, and that is us. We are out on another great episode. Thank you, Louis.
My name is Jamaal.
And I'm Karloz.
No, you're not. I'm Karloz. You're Jamaal. We'll see you
Oh,
guys next
maybe.
time. Got you with that. Bye.